In this video, we will use logarithms in two different ways to solve the given equation. So suppose 4 times 2.2 to the x is equal to 28. We'll start with method 1. We'll start by rewriting this equation. So 4 times 2.2 to the x is equal to 28. We'll start by dividing both sides by 4. If we divide this left-hand side by 4, we get 2.2 to the x, and then 28 divided by 4 is equal to 7. So now we have 2.2 to the x is equal to 7. In x, the exponent on this 2.2 needed to produce a result of 7 can be represented as log base 2.2 of 7. And if you plug that into your calculator, you should get a value of approximately 2.468. So that's one method for using logarithms to solve this equation. Let's look at method 2. So again, we'll start by writing this equation. So 4 times 2.2 to the x is equal to 28. Again, we'll divide both sides by 4. So we have 2.2 to the x is equal to 7. And now we'll take log of both sides. So we'll use both sides of this current equation as the input to the log function. So we'll do log of 2.2 to the x is equal to log of 7. And recall, if we don't write a base on this log function, we're talking about log base 10. So if we don't write a base, we're imagining a 10 in the base spot. Okay, so now we have log of 2.2 to the x is equal to log of 7. And recall, we'll write a little side note over here, recall that log of any base, so log base b, of m raised to a power of c is equal to c times log base b of m. So we have an exponent in the input that turns out to be scaling the output of that log function. And therefore, we can rewrite this left-hand side of the equation as x times log of 2.2 is equal to log of 7. Now to solve for x, we just divide both sides by log of 2.2. So x is equal to log of 7 divided by log of 2.2. And if you're to plug that into your calculator, you should again get a value of approximately 2.468. So we have two different methods for solving the same equation. Now, one useful thing about this method 2, even though there's more steps, is some older calculators don't have the capability to enter the base of the log function. So you might not be able to enter log base 2.2 in some older calculators. But nearly all calculators, or scientific calculators, have a log base 10 function. So the second method allows us to use older calculators to do this computation.